So fall is my favorite time of the year. I think it's really pretty the way the leaves change and become different colors. And today we're going to make some artwork that looks like falling leaves in the fall. So we are going to start today with a pencil. We're going to look at different leaves from our state. We're in Wisconsin here. And we are going to start looking at the different shapes they are. And we're going to try to make those shapes with a pencil, looking at the pictures very closely. Now, when I'm sketching my leaves, I'm kind of doing a controlled scribble and just kind of getting the basic shapes of the leaves. So when I'm drawing my leaves, I'm drawing some on the left, on the right, on the top, and on the bottom. It's important to fill your page. I even have some of my leaves going right off the side of the paper. If you do this, your artwork will look a lot better. So take your time and fill up the page. It is important to put the lines inside the leaves also. These are the veins that bring nutrients to the rest of the tree. Make the leaves facing different directions, some up, some down. This will give it good variety. It's also important to do different kinds of leaves. In my drawing, I've got different kinds of maples, like silver maple and red maple. And I've also got, buckeyes and green ash. So do a lot of different kinds. This will make your art look much better. Now, after you're done drawing your leaves, you're going to go over them with something. I'm using a black Sharpie. You can use other stuff like crayons or pastels or ballpoint pen, but don't use regular markers because the lines will bleed and when we watercolor over these later. So black Sharpie works best, I think. Also, I'm adding some other lines on the outsides of the leaves. These are movement lines, and they will just kind of make it look like things are falling. So after I'm done going over my lines, I'm going to start using watercolors. Now, we've got to think of all of the different colors that leaves turn in the fall. Lots of reds and oranges and yellows. So make a variety of colors. It also might be fun to try some blending on it because the leaves aren't going to be all one color. So I can put down one color and then add a little bit of another color right over it. So a little bit of blending will go a long way and make it look really nice. Make sure you have a good variety of colors. Don't use all of the same color on the same part of the artwork. Mix it up. It'll look better. Take your time. And really do try some of the blending. It'll make it look better. That's just adding one color and then adding another color over parts of it on parts of the leaf. That'll make your leaves look more realistic, and I think you'll be more happy with your picture overall. I'm going to add a little bit of white pastel in the background. That'll be clouds later when I paint. It will block the blue that I'm going to paint in watercolors, and I will still be able to see the white of the clouds. Now I'm going to paint in the background. I'm going to use blue liquid watercolors for this, but if you use the blue from your palette watercolors, that'll work just fine too. You can see that the pastel I put down in white is still there because it's blocking out the water from the watercolors. If you wanted to, you could also mix a little tempera paint in with some water, and that would make a nice wash that'll work for this too. That's another option. I think the liquid watercolors work best, but again, the palette watercolors will work just fine with this. Take your time with this. Fill up everything. So these pictures look wonderful when you're done. I hope you have a lot of fun with this. I had a lot of fun making mine. Fall is, again, my favorite time of the year, and a lot of that is because of how pretty I think the leaves look in the fall. And I hope you enjoy making your project as much as I enjoyed making mine. See you later, everybody.